welcome back to my trying on everything in my wardrobe series. This is part 4, I want to say. So I'm going to be trying on all of my jumpers. I think this might be the video where I get rid of the least, because I tend to wear jumpers all year round. Like even in summer I'll normally take a jumper out with me because it can get a bit colder in the evenings. So I do have rather a lot of jumpers, but I would say they're my most worn piece of clothing because I wear them in winter, I wear them in summer, I wear them all year round. So I don't know how much I'll get rid of, but I thought I didn't really want to leave them out. I still wanted to show you what jumpers I own. But yeah, I'm not sure how many things will be going. I'll try and get rid of some because I generally stick to the jumpers I like the most, so some of them definitely don't get worn as much as the others. So, you know, there might be a few that go, but generally I think I'm going to be keeping a lot of them. So to save on time, I'm already ready to try on things. I just thought these videos are quite long, so I would try and speed up the process a little bit. So I'm going to try and talk less about each thing and just basically show you what they look like on and decide whether I keep it or not. This one is a keeper just because it's the perfect length. Like, I much prefer crop jumpers to normal jumpers just because they sit at a nice place with my jeans, because all of my jeans are basically high-waisted, so I don't really have to tuck it in. I can do like a little tuck at the front if I really want to make sure the jean bit is shown. But yeah, it's a keeper. It's from Urban Outfitters, but yeah, I don't know why I said but, it's from Urban Outfitters. So then I have this white jumper from Shein. I think this is one of the favourite things I was ever sent by them, just because it's so simple and classic and you can't really go wrong with it. I think the only thing that could be slightly funny is the neckline, but I actually quite like it. I didn't like it that much at first because I felt like it just ended quite abruptly, like it just looks like it's been cut off, but I actually quite like it. So yeah, I just tuck it in at the front. It's got quite baggy arms, which I like. Yeah, keeping this one as well. Very standard jumper, it gets a lot of wear. Then I have this grey jumper from H&M, which I like, but it did used to get a lot more wear than it does nowadays. But I think that's mainly the colour of it. I don't tend to wear a lot of grey, so I feel like it just doesn't really stand out to me in my wardrobe. But I know that I used to love it, so I think that's why I've been holding on to it, because at one point I was wanting to wear it all the time. I'm not actually too sure on it. Like, I feel like it doesn't really do a lot for me. I've definitely got a lot more jumpers are a lot more flattering than this, but I think my friend Mel has a similar one and hers looks so good on her, so I kind of want to keep it so that I can match with Mel. But I feel like that's kind of a stupid reason to keep something because I don't really like it on me. So I might get rid of it. I might ask her if she wants it so she can add it to her collection, because her one just does look really good on her. I'm not jealous. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one. I didn't actually think I would be because I used to love it. I used to wear it to school all of the time, but it's not meant to be anymore. This is another jumper that I was sent. I think it was from either Shein or Zaful or one of those. But it's quite like the white one really. It's got baggy arms. It's not as high necked. But yeah, I quite like this one as well, and it's quite a nice lightweight one for summer. I remember I actually wore this during the hot weather last year when we had the massive heat wave, and I did overheat a bit because it is a jumper. It is still kind of cozy, so it's definitely not heat wave appropriate, but yeah, I don't really know where that story was going. But yeah, I think this one will be handy for summer nights, just not summer days. So I'm going to keep hold of this one because I like it, and in winter you can layer it up so that it is a lot warmer. I then have one of my favourite jumpers. This one's from Misguided. I know a lot of people try and get their hands on it. Like, I remember when I first got it, my friend Sonia really wanted it and she did manage to get one, but even when I wear it nowadays everyone's like, oh my god, where's it from? And yeah, I just really like it. I feel like it's a bit different for me. Like, I'm not too out there girly, but this is quite like a pastel-y girly thing, but I quite like it. So it's a keeper. Then we have another one of my favourites. This is just a sweater kind of thing from Brandy Melville. I say sweater kind of thing, it's a sweater. But what I love about this one is that even though it's a full length sweater, it doesn't really like grip in at the bottom. Like, I hate tightly cuffed sweaters, but this one just hangs quite nicely. I don't actually wear it as much as I used to, but I'm definitely keeping hold of it because I feel like it's one that's going to be really handy to take out in summer. I keep on saying that, but in summer I do just get chilly in the evenings and it's nice to have kind of a loose sweater to throw on. So yeah, it's nice. It's also nice for winter. I haven't worn it much this winter, but I might keep it out for tomorrow. Oh, exciting. Now this jumper I love, but it's kind of a little bit itchy unless I wear a turtleneck underneath, and I feel like a lot of the cold weather has gone now, so I'm not sure when I'm next going to have the opportunity to wear it, because I've already put it on and feel immediately a bit itchy. But it is just a really nice jumper, and it's quite a nice thin one, so you could wear it in summer, but with the itchiness of it, I don't think I would necessarily want to. It's definitely one that I do layer over a turtleneck, just because that gives me warmth and prevents the itching. Yeah, I do really like it. I think it just needs to be worn over a turtleneck though, so that I'm not constantly scratching my body. I think what I might do is put some of my jumpers away, like when we move into the proper weather, as in like proper spring summer weather, because I definitely don't need all of these jumpers out all year. I could definitely narrow it down. I'm not actually going to put this jumper on because it's got a very tight neck hole actually, so I'd end up just getting loads of makeup on it. But it's just a white knit crop jumper from Topshop, and it's got these little tie-up sides. I really need to wear this more, but because it's such a small little jumper, it gets lost in my wardrobe. But I really like it, and I kind of like when I don't wear any bra with it and then you just see skin at the side. I think it's quite cool. So yeah, I feel like we're getting through these really quickly. I'm quite proud of myself. So next up we have this crop jumper from Topshop. I used to wear this so much back in the day, like to sixth form, just at weekends. Like I would say this is probably one of my most worn jumpers at one point in my life. It's not really anymore because I don't really know why. I might bring it back. I remember when I used to wear it, I'd get a lot of compliments on it. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring this back. Like there's nothing I don't like about it. It's probably not something I would pick out nowadays, but I actually quite like it. I forgot how much I liked it. Oh, discoveries. So next I'm going to go for this cropped orange sweater, which is from Shein or Romwe or one of those again. This is really gross, but I threw up on this sweater once. It's lovely. I really love this. I really like the colour orange, so I'm immediately drawn to orange clothing. And I just think again it's quite a nice length, soft, nice. Cool. Again, even though the length is nice, you can just tuck it in at the front to bring it in. Love it. Love it. I've then got another orange sweater, but this one has some like stripes on its sleeve. I actually think it's quite ugly, but it's a nice ugly. This actually did used to have a cuff along the bottom, but I really didn't like it. So someone actually recommended, I think it was one of you guys that recommended that I cut it off, and I much prefer it now. It is quite a short crop jumper, but I don't actually have too many short crop jumpers, so it's nice to have one in the mix. So yeah, I just roll up the sleeves a little bit, make them look cool. Yeah, I really like it. And then when you lift up your arms, like if you're wearing a kind of sports bra like this, you just get a little peep of sports bra. I think it's quite cute. So yeah. So next up I have this jumper from Urban Outfitters, which I usually wear over a black turtleneck because I'm not massively keen on the neckline, but I really like the pattern of it, so I just wanted to make it work. This actually has a bit of a funny story to it. It's kind of not that funny, but basically one year I really wanted this for Christmas and I put it on my Christmas list, but my brother actually bought it for me before I even put it on my Christmas list. So yeah, it's not that funny, but basically we were kind of saying like that's how much he knows me and my fashion sense. Like he got me something I wanted before I even knew I wanted it. Madness. But again, like most of my jumpers, just tuck it in at the front or tuck it all the way around. Like it's thin enough to be able to do the full tuck. But yeah, the neckline's not awful. I just much prefer it when there's a turtleneck underneath and you don't see so much neck. I don't know why, I just don't like necklines that are too wide. Don't know. So this one is from Topshop. It's just got this kind of cool design on it in a different material to the rest of the jumper, which I think is quite cool, and it makes it a bit different to just a normal jumper. But one thing I'm not sure about this jumper is the colour. Like I like the colour, I'm just not sure about the colour on me. I think when I'm wearing makeup it's fine, but when I have my acne scars out, I feel like this colour really brings out my acne scars, so it makes me look a little bit worse. But as an actual jumper it's lovely and I want to wear it all the time because beautiful. But as for how it makes me look, fine at the moment because I'm wearing makeup, but as soon as I have the makeup off I feel a little bit self-conscious. So yeah, I think I will keep it because I do like it as a jumper. It's probably a jumper that I need to wear when I'm wearing makeup, which isn't actually too much, but there are odd days when I want to make an effort with my appearance. No, that's a lie, I actually do make an effort a lot more nowadays than I used to, but yeah. Hopefully my acne scars will fade soon anyway. It's just when I'm going through kind of a rough patch of my acne scars, that jumper's a bit of a avoid kind of thing. I then have this lovely jumper, from Loopsona. Love it. Yeah, I just really like this style on me, like the big sleeves, the kind of baggy overall look, and I also quite like red on me. I feel like it's quite a good colour for me. So again, another keeper. I then have this jumper, which is a little bit of a rip-off of the Unif Crayola jumper, but I don't really like it unless I'm wearing a turtleneck underneath. I feel like that's the same for quite a few of my jumpers, but yeah, I feel like the neckline of this is a bit off, and again, it's a little bit itchy, so I tend to wear my turquoise Urban Outfitters turtleneck under it, which I think was in my last week in outfits or the week in outfits before that. But yeah, it's been in a week in outfits. I really like it as a jumper, but the neckline's a bit funny. I think the actual Unif one is a lot closer to the neck and is a bit thicker and overall nicer. But yeah, this is just a rip-off one. It's good enough, but a little bit itchy, need a turtleneck, but it's a keeper. Love it. So this next jumper I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with. Like, it's this dark green fluffy one from Topshop, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I like fluffy jumpers, but fluffy dark green, it feels a little bit Christmassy and like a Christmas tree. But it is a nice jumper, it's a nice length, nice colour. I just don't know how I feel about all the elements together. I do like it, I just feel a bit Christmassy, but I don't know if that's just me putting those connotations onto it. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmassy. So I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna wear it, and if anyone else says, oh, you look a bit Christmassy, then I might get rid of it or save it for Christmas. But I don't really like wearing Christmas jumpers. So yeah, I'm gonna keep hold of it. I'm gonna force myself to wear it a bit if it cools down a bit, because it's been a bit too hot to wear a fluffy jumper. But yeah, it's a keeper for now. Next up I have this cropped fleece from Zaful, I think it was. But I only wear this for running now. I did used to wear it out, but I just feel like a bit of a supermarket worker. I said this in a week in outfits once, but I genuinely do. I don't know what it is. It's probably the colour scheme or something, but I just much prefer it as a workout fleece. Also, I broke one of these because I was pulling so hard. But yeah, for working out and going for runs, I quite like it. Like, it just sits quite nicely above my cycling shorts or my running leggings things. So yeah, it's a keeper, but it's got its purposes. Like, I probably wouldn't keep it if I didn't use it for exercise, but since I do, gonna keep it. I then have this jumper, which is another kind of love-hate relationship jumper. I think with this jumper, it's the cuff that I don't like, so I might just crop it myself because I like the colour, I like the sleeves, I like their puffiness, but it's just the length of it and how it cuffs in at the bottom that I don't really get along with. So I'll show you. It's also a bit creased because it's been folded up for a while, I haven't worn it. So yeah, I really like the colour. I feel like I don't wear much in this colour, but I really like it, and it kind of brings out the blue in my eyes. So yeah, really like the sleeves, really like everything about it, love the colour. It's just this. I also think maybe I spilled a burrito on it once. I kind of have a memory of that now, but it looks like it came out, or it might be there. So yeah, it's just this cuff at the bottom that I don't like. Like, even if I tuck it in, I know it's there. So what I might do is just crop it just above the cuff and then have it as a cropped jumper. So, gonna keep it, but gonna do some DIY to it. She fancy. I feel like I've never said that before in my life. Next up I have one of my favourite jumpers. It's just my Looney Tunes one from Pull & Bear. This just sits really nicely, even though it does have a cuff at the bottom. It's the right sort of cuff so that it's not too clingy, you know. No one likes a clingy jumper. But yeah, it just sits really nicely, it looks really nice, love the design. Also, I do tend to tuck it in, but because of the cuff it can just sit quite nicely when it's loose. So yeah, definite keeper. Love it, love it. I then have another one of my favourite jumpers. I got this one from Depop, so it's just like this vintage kind of crop jumper. I think it was cropped by someone because it says extra large in the label, but you can definitely see it's not really an extra large. Like, I think someone cropped that themselves, but I really like it. Love a good crop jumper, love the design of it. I love it. So then next up I have this white sweater from Misguided. I want to say I got it 2 years ago, maybe just over 1 year ago. I can't remember, all the time kind of merges together. But yeah, I really like it. I don't have too many white sweaters. I think this actually might be my only white sweater. Like, I've got a couple of white jumpers, but as for sweaters, how many times can I say sweater? As for sweaters, I think this is my only white one. So yeah, kind of nice. It's got some sort of mark on it there, but it's not really noticeable. And I kind of like it when I have some jumpers that I'm less precious about, because then I know I can take it out clubbing or just like out, and I'm not too worried if it gets a little bit dirty. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have a couple of rough sweaters. I then have this cropped red fleece from Rocket, which is a vintage store, and it's probably one of my favourite jumpers. Like, it's just so cozy, it's a perfect length, I love it. It's in my profile picture on Facebook, so whenever I wear it, everyone's like, oh, that's what you got in your profile picture, and I'm like, yeah. I'm just cracking out all great stories today, wow. So yeah, this is what it looks like on. I just really like it. I also like it when you do it up a little bit at the bottom, gives it a nice little look, I don't know. Yeah, great fleece, love it. I'm quite into fleeces at the moment. I do have a fair few, but they are just so cozy. So yeah, as I said, I've got quite a few fleeces. This one's from Lucy and Yak, and it's made of recycled plastic bottles. I love that, I love that. And it's one of the coziest things I own. I also get a lot of compliments on this. Like, I wore it into uni today and Callum was like, where's your jumper from? I want it. And it is actually unisex, so he could also go and buy it. Or I could treat him to one. I don't know, his birthday's coming up, but that's quite an expensive treat. I'll see how generous I'm feeling. But yeah, I really like it. Orange is one of my favourite colours to wear. I feel like I already said that. But yeah, it's beautiful. Love it. Next up, I just have this red sweater, which was a long red men's sweater from H&M, but I decided to crop it because I wasn't really wearing it much as a full length sweater, so I thought I would wear it more as a cropped sweater. And I can't actually say I have, but I might just keep it as one that I take out clubbing and stuff again, because I'm not precious about it. It was quite cheap and I do like how it looks. It's just I've got other red jumpers that I like more, so I'd rather just save this one for potentially getting spoiled. So yeah, I do like it, but I've got other better jumpers. I then have my Hugo Boss jumper from Depop, which I really like. I feel like it has a nice vintage vibe. So I do wear this one quite a bit, but I have to like watch out how much I wear it because it's quite distinctive. So if I wear it too much, then people start to realise. Yeah, I normally tuck this in. I can't remember whether I usually do the little tug or just all the way around. Sometimes I do a little tug, sometimes I tuck it all in. Just depends how I'm feeling. Yeah, it's another favourite one, and it's from Depop, so it's been recycled, reused, repurposed. I don't know what I'm saying, it's quite late to be filming. I then just have this big fluffy green jumper from Urban Outfitters, which I'm not going to be putting on just because I've been putting so many jumpers on. I'm already very hot, it's hot in my room, and I feel like if I put this on, I'm just going to melt. But it's basically the same as it is off as it is on. Am I saying? It basically looks the same right here as it does if I actually put it on. I love it, it's so warm and cozy. I think someone said like it went in the sale quite soon after I got it, which is a little bit depressing, but I'm over it. I'm over it. Then I've got this jumper from Forever 21. This is one that I used to wear a lot to sixth form, but I've not really worn a lot since, so I might be getting rid of it. That being said, it is a really nice colour, but the neckline is just quite wide, so it's either going to be one that I need to wear with a turtleneck or just let someone else have. Yeah, I think I'm going to let this one go just because I have a lot of jumpers, and if I'm not sure about it, I probably don't need it. My next jumper is this one from Pull & Bear. I really like this one, but it does get lost in my wardrobe a bit, so I don't wear it as much as I want to, but it is really nice, like in terms of colour, shape, style. Love it. It's a little bit dirty, it's just got some fluff on it. I don't really like it with these jeans, but with black jeans or black jeans it looks a lot better. I then have this fleece from Urban Outfitters. It is a men's one and it is also extra large, but I just quite like that for when I'm chilling around the house. Like, I don't have to wear anything underneath it if I don't want to, but I can also wear it out and just tuck it in like at the front and back to make sure that it's not too baggy, because if I go out just like this I do feel a little bit ridiculous. But it is so cozy to wear around, and I love the colour scheme. I think I wore this too many days on a run without washing it. I don't want to say how many days because it is a little bit gross, but yeah, I really like it. I think it's such a cool design, and yeah, I can finally see an end to the jumper pile. I never thought this day would come. I'm not going to put this one on just because of the tight neck hole again, and it's white, so I don't want to get makeup all over it, but it's just this white fluffy one from Miss Selfridge. This one is a little bit itchy, but it's also not the right kind of one to wear with a turtleneck underneath. So I don't wear it too much, but I do really like it. So I don't really want to sell it on because I feel like I'd have to disclose the fact that it's a bit itchy. And then I don't know if people would really want it, because who really wants an itchy jumper? But then I don't mind suffering the itchy jumper for the look of it sometimes. I don't know, it's a complicated jumper, but it's really nice, just a little bit itchy. The next jumper is just this one from Brandy Melville. I haven't worn this in a while, but again, it gets pushed to the back of my wardrobe, so I forget about it. But yeah, it's just a nice, simple, neutral coloured jumper, which I'm gonna try and wear more because I really like it. There's no real reason why I shouldn't be wearing it, or I'm not wearing it. Like, I'm only not wearing it because I keep forgetting about it, but it's just a really nice standard jumper. So like my green fluffy jumper, I'm not going to be putting this on because it's very thick, very warm, I will melt. But it's this kind of chenille. I want to say that's how you say that word, but I always avoid saying it because I never know how to say it. But it's that kind of chenille material. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's from Cheap Monday. It's very cozy, very soft. It's a really nice shape as well. I'm sure it's been in some of my weekend outfits, but yeah, love it a lot, won't be getting rid of it. So then my last jumper is just this sporty one from Pull & Bear. I keep on forgetting I have this one actually, but it's really nice and I really like the neckline and everything. Like, there's nothing, actually, do I like the neckline? No, I do like the neckline. I prefer it with a turtleneck underneath, but I feel like that's the same for a lot of my jumpers. It's still a fine jumper with this neckline, but it's just even better with a turtleneck. So that's all for this video. I realised this one was a lot less sorting out my wardrobe and a lot more just showing you what jumpers I have. But as I said at the beginning, I didn't really want to skip this video just because I wasn't getting rid of things. Like, I still wanted to show you what I have in terms of jumpers. So that was this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am very exhausted and need some good fruit, a nice drink, a nice little relax. I've only got 2 jumpers that I'm getting rid of, so if I am going to put those on my Depop, I will try and do that soon. I realised I said at the end of my last one that I was going to try and be quicker with getting things on my Depop. I've still not put those things on my Depop, but I am going to try and get better at it because I'm starting to manage my time a bit better, I think. I've still got a lot of uni work to do, but I should be managing that okay, I think. We're gonna go with I think I'm doing okay, so I think I'm gonna get things on my Depop soon. But yeah, I hope you like this video and I will see you soon.